Now, Prince Andrew and his accuser, Virginia Giuffre, have settled a sexual assault lawsuit for an undisclosed sum. This now spares the disgraced British royal the public humiliation of a trial. Giuffre has accused the British royal of sexually assaulting her in 2001. She was just 17 back then and a minor under American law. Queen Elizabeth II's son, Andrew, has repeatedly denied the allegations. While Andrew continues to deny even knowing Giuffre, he has been photographed with Giuffre and Maxwell in the past. But the royal has denied any of this, saying that the picture was doctored. As a part of the deal, Prince Andrew will make an undisclosed donation to Giuffre's charity. He also acknowledges that she has suffered as an abuse victim, but it doesn't specify if Giuffre will personally receive money. However, the royal has made no admission of liability and continues to deny the allegations against him. Questions are now being raised about the details of the payout. Many want to know where the money is coming from. Many suggest that the financial settlement could run into millions of dollars. Currently, Prince Andrew receives a Royal Navy pension, as well as a stipend from the Queen's Duchy of Lancaster income. Now, many believe that the settlement is a way to insulate the British royal family from further disgrace. Analysts suggest that this pressure may have forced Andrew to settle. Now, it comes at a time when Queen Elizabeth II celebrates her Platinum Jubilee, or 70 years on the throne. A public trial would have overshadowed these celebrations and even damaged the reputation of the House of Windsor for years to come. Polls already show that support for the royals is waning among young people. The news also sparks multiple questions about the British royal family's wealth. We are now being joined by Richard Fitzwilliams, who is a royal commentator from London. Thank you for being with us on this broadcast. Now, I'll jump right in. In your opinion, has the payout settlement by Prince Andrew in any way cast a shadow on the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations?
Well, I think that the royal family will be mightily relieved that a settlement has been reached. This was expected, but the reason for it happening now very, very clearly was Virginia Roberts-Giuffre's legal team were going to quiz Prince Andrew as part of the legal process in March, and that over 2 days possibly for the person who gave an interview on the BBC's Newsnight. And that was an absolutely cataclysmic event. That for Andrew would have been something that would have been humiliating, not to mention even the possibility of a court appearance later in the year. So far as the Platinum Jubilee is concerned, it's a remarkable, a unique event. There is no doubt that this would have cast a shadow over it. And there's no doubt also the fact that this has been settled will be greeted, as I say, with great relief. But on the other hand, we do have to bear in mind that Andrew is in disgrace and has no future in royal roles at all.
Right. On that, though Prince Andrew has settled the U.S. civil sex assault case with Giuffre, now, how easy or difficult will it be for him to return to any sort of public life?
He won't be returning to any form of public life in any way. The reason for this is that although the case has been settled, it's possible there may be other problems that may arise. We ought to note that part of the settlement was that he will help victims of sex exploitation, and we should note in that respect that he should cooperate with the FBI, who are trying to trace Epstein's accomplices, which he promised to do and hasn't. But so far as the court of public opinion is concerned, the Newsnight interview that he gave in November 2019 was a catastrophe. The public will have seen almost every day or couple of days for a very long time. A photograph in 2001 with him and Virginia Roberts, as she was then, as Ghislaine Maxwell, who's a convicted sex trafficker, and that hasn't been explained. And also, they know that Andrew's friends included both Maxwell and Epstein. So there's no future at all for him as a working royal. And this is something that Prince Charles and Prince William totally agree about.
And Richard, how do you react to the calls to strip the royal of his last major honorary position as the Duke of York title?
Well, it seems to me that if that's what the citizens of York want, and if that is what is going to be, it takes an act of Parliament to do this. It would, in fact, mean that this would be specifically introduced for him. So what I think might happen, and this happened, he was stripped of honorary military titles and patronages, and also his HRH he can't use. And I think perhaps the solution to this might be that he keeps the Dukedom of York, but doesn't use it. That's possible. And also Earl of Inverness in Scotland. This is a possibility, but as I say, you'd actually goes back to 1917, the Titles Deprivation Act, and that was used against Germans who had the right to sit in the British House of Lords. So there isn't any legislation at the moment. This isn't something the Queen could do. This is something up to Parliament.
Right. And could you kindly share some information on what kind of pension and stipend the Duke receives?
Well, the Duke receives a Royal Navy pension. I think it's just over 20,000 a year. There are reports he gets some form of stipend from the Queen, and also they have, he and his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, with whom he cohabits, they are selling, or have apparently, according to reports, sold a chalet in Switzerland that is supposed to have been sold for $18 million. But to what extent they would have the use of that money, or what amount of it, I don't know. The facts are raising what has been estimated in the press here from 10 to 12 million pounds. No question, it's a very, very steep task. Equally, this was an emergency so far as the monarchy was concerned. This case simply had to be got out of the way. Remember, 97% of civil suits, and this was a civil suit, not a criminal case in the United States, are settled by or in this sort of way. So there was no real possibility, as Andrew was talking a month ago, that he might be part of some court case in which he believed, he strongly denies all the charges against him, that his name would be cleared. That would be a terrifying international cause célèbre, a form of circus. It would be frightful. Royals should avoid court appearances. The last royal to appear seriously in a court, a senior royal, was in fact Edward VII, when Prince of Wales in the 19th century.
Right. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for all your valuable information. Richard Fitzwilliams coming to us live from London.
Thank you.
We are now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.